This is just a reaction video to one of the videos that James Freeman uploaded 2 or 3 days ago where the Laredo Police Department SWAT team raided Corners News, which is Ishmael, Corners News house with a tactical team fully loaded with, AR-15s pointed at this guy. And what was his crime? Well, he decided to practice, and I think it wasn't even a real weapon, but he decided to practice his Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms on a tax assessor's property that was owned by the school district. And this all sounds convoluted because you would think, God, where did he do this? Was this North Korea? Was this in communist China? Where did this happen? It happened in Laredo, Texas, in America. And this is another one of those things that puts the exclamation point on what Lysander Spooner said. Whether the Constitution be one thing or another, this much is certain. It's either authorized such a tyrannical government as we have, or it's been powerless to stop it. In either case, it's unfit. The Constitution, is unfit to exist. It's the Constitution of no authority. I thought we had a Second Amendment. I thought you had the right to keep and bear arms, and that right shall not be infringed. But who does it get infringed by? It gets infringed by the very law enforcement officers that swore an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and yet they become the very domestic enemies that they swore to protect the people from. So you got this tactical unit, this SWAT team that swarms Ishmael, a Constitution-abiding, law-abiding citizen who goes to, and here's the kicker, to pay his taxes at the tax office, something you don't really, according to some, not according to me, oh, no, you won't hear me say this, but according to some, you don't even have to do that. So what was this crime? What was it that necessitated the deployment of a SWAT team, a tactical unit with long guns pointing it in his and his family's face inside his home, violating his Fourth Amendment right to be secure in his home? He decided to go ahead and exercise his right to freedom of, to keep and bear arms. And then he goes in his home where he's supposed to be safe. He didn't even commit a crime. You'd think the way they deployed this tactical unit that he just got done up a school. You'd think that he just got done taking in a bank somewhere and he had the hostages in his home. That's how they swooped in on him. I'll leave the link to James Freeman's video and Corners News video so you can take a look at it. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure a lot of you guys already have. But it's infuriating. What is wrong with these people? Not only the cops who responded to a call and then lied about it and said, no, he carried a gun on school property, which is something you're not supposed to do. But hey, if you're not free, as a free man who's not harming or threatening to harm someone or damaging somebody's property, if you're not free to go onto a school property with a firearm in accordance with the Second Amendment in the Bill of Rights of the Constitution of the United States, which is the supreme law of the land, if you don't have freedom to do that, then are you really free? Is it possible that we could just be slaves, deceiving and deluding ourselves into believing that we have freedom when, in fact, we really don't? I mean, it's something that really we should be thinking about and something that should piss us all off. There's no way this guy should have been violated like this. And even if he did carry a firearm on the school property, did he harm someone? Was he acting outside of the bounds of the supreme law of the land? No. As a matter of fact, he was acting in accordance with it. The people who are out of bounds are the people that swore to protect and defend his right to keep and bear arms. But they became the infringers, not just we should call them law infringers. There you go. It never occurred to me. Let's call them law infringers, not law enforcers. They're even policy, we call them policy enforcers. They're even policy infringers. They don't even take heed to and obey their own laws, but they'll economically decimate you if you violate their laws. So Ishmael from Corners News is inside his house thinking that he's free. And then this tactical unit comes in, the tactical unit that swore to protect him comes and violates him. And the way I view it is, I am Ishmael. I am Corners News, and so are you. If they'll do that to that guy, that peaceful man who did nothing wrong, who is conducting business in a tax office, giving Caesar what doesn't even belong to Caesar. And then they're going to go take him down. And this is 2 days later. So it wasn't really a pressing issue. Not one of those officers who swore to protect and defend Ishmael or Corners News rights sat back and asked themselves, why am I here again? What did this guy do? I mean, is this some kind of capital crime? Did he commit treason? Did he take a shot at the president or something? What's going on? Oh, you mean he only exercised his constitutionally protected God-given rights that I'm supposed to be protecting and defending? It shows you that those people, those law enforcers, those order followers are the conformists that we don't need. They're not the moralists that we need. They're the conformists. They're doing what they're told regardless of what is right. Not one of them stopped to ask themselves, okay, wait, before I go in there, I want you to know, I think for myself, I want to know what this guy did wrong. I want to know who he violated. I want to know who he threatened. I want to know who he stole from. I want to know whose property was damaged. That's somebody pulling up here. I don't know who this is. So you got all this stuff going on, and we have to ask ourselves, why the frick did it happen? What good is the Constitution if it's not going to stop somebody from doing something evil like that? I mean, the most sacred place, the safest place that you should have in America is inside your house. And Ishmael didn't even have that. They took it from him. And also another thing, who in that office is going to actually call the cops, call armed men to go jeopardize this guy's life? Who the heck would do that? Ishmael went into the tax office, did his business, didn't harm anybody, didn't threaten anybody, didn't damage any property, and yet they still called the cops on him. They still called armed men to come and violate this guy and threaten him and put his life on the line, because that's what's happening. Anytime you got men with guns who are tripping on their own power, cemented in their own cognitive dissonance, just following orders, just doing what they're told regardless of what is right, instead of doing what is right regardless of what they're told, they just go in there and jeopardize life. Who are these people who put that man's life in jeopardy? They should be held account as well. And then you got the the public relations officer who's talking to James saying, oh no, nobody got arrested for carrying a gun on school property, and yet that's supposedly what the affidavit said, that he carried a gun on school property, and that's why we went to get him. This should piss every single one of us off. Because like I said, that guy is us. I am that guy. If they're going to do that to him, they're going to do that to me, and they're going to put my family's life at risk and your family's life at risk. So what do we do about it? That's why we do these videos. That's why we expose the tyrants. That's why we shine the light of truth on these cockroaches who want to stay in darkness. Anyway, that's my rant. I've been thinking about this for the last couple days since I saw that video, and I'm like, man, I don't want that kind of stuff. I want to be secure in my person's house's papers and effects. I want to be able to walk down the road with my personal protection device so I can protect myself and my family and anybody else who happens to be in my zone of influence. And nobody's got the right to take that right away. Nobody's got the right to infringe on that right. Another reason I wanted to do this video, I wanted to thank you guys. We're closing in 100,000 subscribers, and that couldn't be done without you guys. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe. Do this. Subscribe to my private email list through my website. It's highimpactflix.com. Over on the right-hand side, just put your name, email address, and hit subscribe, and you'll get an email, and that's an email that you're going to have to confirm. Once you confirm it, you'll get from my free ebook, and then you'll be on the list, and then we can have a direct line of communication without all this social media, communist-style censorship going on. I appreciate you guys. If you want to join the channel, grab a hard-hitting conversation-starting shirt, whatever you want to do, that will definitely help the channel. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next video.